But look at him, there he is. You can see him in everything. Today we're getting started on Trials and Tribulations, which I have been excited for a hot minute here. And there it is. I think I do continue. No, I forget how to start a new game. Do I just go to new game and... Yeah, okay, here we go. I'd forgotten. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I remembered it right, I promise. But yeah, this is completely blind. As you may know, I've never played any of these games before. I've gone through them on stream for the first time. So we're gonna kick it off with episode 1, Turnabout Memories. I gotta get into my Phoenix voice. Cause it's been a minute since I've done this. How did I get into this mess? Who is this? Why? Why did I do that? Is it Phoenix? Did Phoenix kill somebody? But he didn't. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I don't know who is who. It's gonna be bad news if you keep seeing this girl. Something you need to know about her. Stop it. I don't know what's going on. Oh, did Phoenix hit him? Because he was talking mean about presumably Maya? Look at his big Paul Penis shirt. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Yes, it's nice and American, just like always. Bum, 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 bum. Whew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous.
Ahem.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. I'd like shake my head around the good. It's important to do that.
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
That's right. This is our first time in the big leagues, isn't it? You'll never fear, my dear. I am Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What was your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully too.
I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh, 1 second. Sorry. I've got pop-ups on the thing on OBS, and it was making me annoyed.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let your client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Oh, Phoenix is sick! Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just wanted to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yup, it'll be fine. No prob. Ah. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. What happened? Was that her mom? I forget. If she was the lawyer for her mom. Or, no, that doesn't line up. Okay, well then what happened? I'm trying to remember the lore. But I'm sure they'll refresh me. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm gonna win. For my client, and for myself. I like how they dress Phoenix up to be a big loser. A big doofus. Like your clients are. Oh, it's this guy.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? Wasn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well, well, well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. You've fallen for one of the classic blunders. One is never get involved in a land war in Asia. But it's the second and only slightly less well known.
Okay, I've got it. I've got to get all these voices back, baby. We're back in the saddle. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, I forget. What was that? Sean Connery. Yes. If it works, I'll buy a dozen.
I forgot that that's what I changed his voice to, because there were other British people and I needed something distinct for him.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime.
Whoa, that power line's fucked up.
Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. they found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Mr. Trebek.
Okay, crime photo 1.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor.
He's starting to sound like, like Linkara, the Lightbringer.
Just a little.
The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Get on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The detail of this case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab or right bumper. Cause of death was electric shock. Yeah, I was gonna say the power line's busted. It's probably electric shock. Time took place by the IVU building. Yeah. See, I synced it. I synced it up there. I want to try and present Badge as Mia and see how that works out. See if I can even do that.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, madame.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm and let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I looked at it.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of...
Wait, this is the wrong guy.
What was the cause of death?
I'll get there. We'll get back into the groove of things. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie. I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. Here's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. I don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
I don't know, I feel like rookies kill him. I feel like rookies, I feel like he's in danger. Then again, he has hair right now. His hairline's not the best, but at least he has hair.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mere evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are there as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab. Don't be sure to get it over with. Get it over it all. Blah, blah, blah. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
Okay. He currently has a cold. Fourth-year student at Ivy University. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Well, look at her. Dated Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Prosecuted for this trial, veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. Look at her. She's there. Oh, I talked over her. Take that. I'm sorry, Mia. I didn't mean to. Girl interrupted? Why? Let her speak. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright.
And she probably killed the guy. Considering she's, you know, like the only other person in the whole deal.
But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye.
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. Very well. Can't distinguish my British people. It's starting to bleed into each other. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Trebek.
I'll get it. I just have to think about Celebrity Jeopardy, and we'll all be fine.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect?
No, he means what you did before you were arrested.
Oh no, his whip sounds. Oh. I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you were suspected in the death of your fellow student, Dr.
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was...
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? Bad.
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. All right, Phoenix, don't blow this for me. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see, so you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. It looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be...
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Phoenix will do his best, I'm sure. Why do I have to I could just say I don't want to cross-examine the witness. Like, no, that seems fine. There you go. Problem solved. I don't want to. Like, it's your witness, dude.
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client. I can just not cross-examine.
If he is your client, in court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie, a contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fair.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. No, you wouldn't do that. You would never. He would never ever do that. Oh, old Phoenix Wright would never do such a thing. Maya. Well, I admit I was there. Got new music. It's weird. I like it, but it's weird and different. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway.
Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow.
It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
Coincidence, huh?
But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body.
You say you found the body? So who called the police?
Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students. Metal Gear.
That's correct. They were witnesses.
Look at him, he's doing a cool JoJo pose.
Witnesses who say the defendant standing there, who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
What? That's true, Mr. Wright.
Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind?
Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
So, you didn't know his face, or even his name, right?
Right. Well, no. That is, I mean...
Oh, good. See, I was liking this already. Like, playing as Mia is cool. And this seems like a fun case so far. I was hoping that it would be good. So, which is it? Did you know him or not?
Achoo!
Now see here. You can't answer the question by... You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't you tell me about that before? I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who is this, Dolly person?
Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
As in Black Dahlia? That's bad. You don't want that. Woo. That's really cool. That's super neat. I'll have to look at that. I wonder if there are any good ones or if they're all terrible, like most fan content.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet.
But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Well, that's good. I'll definitely look that up. I'll remind myself. Look up AA online. There. I'll remember it now. With my brain. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even? But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright... No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Oh yeah, I mean, I figure, yeah, this case specifically. It's good that they left it up, though. I definitely feel like, like having this case in the thing is it's a little sketch. I think they should have let him keep it up, because, you know, I think that should be fine. But, you know. Because technically all fan content is illegal. All fan art, all everything. It's just completely arbitrary what companies decide to enforce. I don't know, illegal, but in violation of copyright. Because any image of anything or any reference or whatever, it's all prosecutable or suable at least. So, you know, meh. Good that the tool gets to stay up, though. Yeah. All right.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was out when this game was out, it would be pretty old, huh?
How is this? How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well, he was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's really cool. This sounds super interesting. I've never heard of this. Cause you know, oh, shoot a monkey. Sorry, I dropped my controller. I've heard about a lot of Phoenix Wright stuff recently. I watched an iceberg video about it. Just because I was interested. And I skipped things that looked like spoilers. if you don't know, they're like, I don't know, they're fairly popular now, but on YouTube, YouTube's been recommending me, like, you know those iceberg memes that are like the top layer is like normal people and the bottom is like insane bullshit. People do like videos explaining them, and somebody like compiled the best stuff that like actually makes sense to do a video about. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, it's weird that it didn't mention it. Maybe, yeah, because I've never heard of AA Online. But yeah, he did mention it in the video, and it was a big-ish video, so I'm kind of shocked it didn't include something like that. But anyway, video game. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor? What is it now?
Who is this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. You mean like the Stars and Stripes, right?
Yes, exactly like the Stars and Stripes in America, where we are.
As usual, Your Honor. Your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Yeah, there is a contradiction here.
Yeah. the proud flag of the United States. The new Republic of California flag with the bear on it. The bear with two heads. New Vegas fans seeing the California flag and pointing and doing the soy face. Mr. Grossberg.
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia. Check the court record carefully.
Hello there. I think you can manage your narrative from this point.
I can handle it myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. No, not from the very beginning. From the end. Cause look at he's got a jacket on. That's impossible, Phoenix Wright. Impossible. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there, on his back.
Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Ah.
Yeah, you've made our client cry.
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. It stands for Paul Penis. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright was all wrong. It's pussy.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What? Right, you big dumb idiot.
Sensing his murderous attempt, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order! Order to the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. You just bring this in here without telling anybody. That's a great idea. We'll just have those. Put them right in the court record. That's fine. Surely nothing to worry about.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, you have some kind of explanation for all this?
This is really bad.
My buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids. His buttocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Staminans. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock, we split up. And then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid he wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Faye, please. Begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Oh, Phoenix. Oh, Paul Penis. You big idiot. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
What was that? What was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
Okay. 2:45. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? And so you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab, whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
Okay, I might have to go through that again and get more information. So what was it you were talking about?
You know, that, maybe we should hang out again sometime.
Hang out again sometime. I wish that were true. Found him lying there. Oh, excuse the yawn. And so you say you went back?
Yeah, that's when I found the body.
Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right, I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there?
I thought maybe we could make up. Achoo!
Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. Alright, let's just look. Okay, nothing to say that he hasn't been doing that. It's not like, you know, date of purchase. It's not like it has a receipt on it or something. Okay, that's right. I don't see anything in here. All right, well, we'll just keep going through it. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Oh yeah, because he was standing over the body and he didn't have a mask on, so... Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Lost it around the lunchtime. You lost it at lunchtime. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. He's gonna go directly to the Shadow Realm. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. What? He's just talking about his girlfriend. There's nothing wrong. He's not being misogynistic. He's being normal. She's just making things for him. Mia, are you jealous?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I can't seem to find any contradictions.
Or isn't exactly what I'd call a natural-born liar, you know. But still, we can't have him continue to spout nonsense.
I know. But what can I do?
Well, I'm certainly must still be hiding something. Information. Right now, which information we need more than anything else?
Okay. This was the thing, right? Laboratory. About the pharmacology department. This is the information. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the psychology. I keep wanting to say psychology. Pharmacology department. Because P in ology always means psychology. I see that way more often. And pharmacology. Okay, sure. I don't know all that much though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. And that's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables. Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
I think that's enough for now.
The British people, they confuse me. Even though Sean Connery is not British. But this is the same. They're old fuddy-duddy men. The accents, it keeps happening.
Oh, the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene of the crime for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Sure, I guess. Your Honor?
Yes, Miss Fay.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was executed.
You gotta look at this. With that big old wire. With that. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here.
I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail.
Miss Faye, what exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Right there.
Yeah, take that.
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's, what is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. Oof. One second, I gotta take a drink here. Ah.
So then, the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
That much is certainly true.
And that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medical bottle? Medicine bottle. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean?
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Those cables are loud. All that electricity makes noises. I don't know if you know. It's like... That's what it sounds like. So if he was standing in front of it, he would know, and he would not stand in front of it. Like, there's no, it's, why would you stand in front of the big crackling electric, and it, like, moves. The force of electricity popping in the open air, like, snaps it around a little bit. At least on high voltage stuff like that. It doesn't just hang there. Anyway, doesn't matter. Not important.
Order, order, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show's over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. You have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? Nah. You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is gonna hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. Look at his big lips. He's got big old kissy lips now.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further...
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Oh no, Tetris music. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. But then he would land on his back. Just like we saw.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please. Please give me one more chance to explain. And this time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay. Won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Oh. Thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim.
It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Oh.
It feels like my hemorrhoids are the Among Us imposter.
Like,
My hemorrhoids are mega sus. Sussy backer hemorrhoids.
What the fuck was that? The Harlem Shake!
I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna die. Sorry, I could have to recover. Oh, do the hemorrhoid shake. Oh. I mean, I knew these were like new translations from the originals because, I mean, obviously they are because they don't have the miracle never happen. The trilogy versions. They don't have the miracle never happen. Which I think I still have on here. Do I have the miracle never happen? No. I do have the miracle never happen. Heck yeah. It's important. The miracle never happen. But yeah, that's not in the new version. So I knew that people, like, I knew that, you know, you had to do a new translation, but I mean, come on, man. Why is it gotta be like that? Oh, okay. I think I'm sufficiently recovered. And that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that is, as they say, is that.
A simple enough explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Yeah, that's what I said.
Miss Fair, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, skeleton. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. All right. Whoops, wrong bumper. So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? Well, he said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Fay, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? And that guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. And that's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. Oh, Phoenix Wright. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right! There was nothing like that at all.
but it is possible that you merely overlooked it.
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is that the moment the push occurs. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. And it was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what it was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. And that was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And then that umbrella belonged to the victim.
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, and kind of like the owner. And then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well... Yeah, Phoenix he's doing his Marvel moves. He air comboed him. He never had a chance. Of course it's important. And this is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
Okay, I'm gonna press the other parts of his testimony before I get to that. Because I don't want to progress the case. I want to hear all of the things they have to say. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious.
You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition?
Well, yeah. But like I said, I got worried about him later. He was just lying there, dead. Dead! At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime?
Nope, nobody.
Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier?
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now, I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Yeah. Fell down on his stupid, shitty, crappy garbage umbrella for garbage people. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia!
I'm sorry.
Continue with your testimony, witness.
Okay, I gotta show that. But look, it's not there. Oh, excuse me. It's all the way over there. It's not under him. But also, he's laying on his front side and not his back side. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
Right, absolutely right, yes. Sorry, whoops, I fucked it up again. It's all bungled, it's all screwed up. And the conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Yeah, look, it's all fucked up.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. But as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No! My hair!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Yay! Fell on his umbrella. There was a loud sound.
Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
All right. Phoenix, you want to get married in the next 2 minutes? Just real quick, just sign the papers so that she doesn't have to testify against you. That'd be pretty cool. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. I mean, that would be the play. That would be the strat. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. After hiding such important facts, why, nothing will happen to you.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. And she definitely wasn't trying to steal this big necklace for some reason. This big obvious necklace he's futzing with. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Yeah, this looks like bullshit, Phoenix. I'm sorry, this looks like a nightmare necklace for cursing you.
Come back when you're a little, smarter.
She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present. I see.
And this darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dottie. Dolly, not Dottie. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. Phoenix is like, look at it. I guess he doesn't have a badge to show people. He needs to show people little trinkets. Is this evidence? I want to share my happiness with the whole world. All right. Anyway. So, after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Phoenix, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? This is the 7th week in a row you've shown your necklace to class.
What a strange girl, asking for a present like that back.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see, murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
Almost 8 months ago. Huh. Excuse me. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Oh, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about to be over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. I don't know, it felt about right. It felt about right, I don't know. I think you're crazy. I think you made that up because you're crazy. Yeah, this is all new music. Like 1 and 2 had very similar music. Oh wait, this is not the right. We're gonna start on 1. Work our way back down. Yeah, 1 and 2 had very similar music. This game seems to have at least some different music. Is that it? Is this the template going forward?
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please, call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Look at her. Where'd those butterflies come from? What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Violence! Violence against women!
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now. What is your full name and occupation? Violence! Now we see the violence inherent in the system.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
Oh, the honor's all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'm gonna have a breakdown. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna screenshot this. There. Now I won't forget to have it. Why are they like this? Don't do this. Don't put Sussy Baka Among Us in your anime translation. It's just bad news. It's bad news for everybody. No one likes it.
Sir?
Alright, one. Gosh dang it. I gotta. There. Be gone. Aha.
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
He's gonna be a tough witness, alright. Only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger when she summoned those butterflies. It's horrifying. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. Make a Gamergate reference in your anime translation. It's important.
I'd been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. And then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. And that's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Arthur, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once. Because she killed somebody. We get it. In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours. Judge, do you not remember?
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay.
Madam? No one's grandma yet, girly. Yeah, shut up. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeney, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing behind the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. Yeah, haikus are weird. They're like the least poems. It's all about structure and not about like anything else. It's weird. It bothers me.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? They were talking behind the building. So who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie... Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
Well, that's right, Miss Fay.
Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you see next? Got all wobbly and just fell over. You saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes?
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. And Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
I press her for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? I do have... Okay, no, it doesn't say he pushed him. Whatever, we're gonna do it. No, there's no contradiction. We don't have evidence that says that Phoenix pushed him. We'll leave it alone for now. We'll come back to it if we have to, but this just says he fell on his umbrella. It doesn't say Phoenix pushed him down. Let's look at this thing, actually. We didn't do it. Very little information is being disclosed about this thing at this time. The victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, the police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Yeah, she killed that guy. Okay, we don't have anything to prove the contradiction there. We don't have a thing that says, Phoenix says, you know, he pushed him. So we'll leave it alone for now. I suppose her statement works in our favor for now. I'll hold off on looking into it any deeper until it's necessary.
Very well, young lady. Please, go on with your testimony.
Oh, whoops. You didn't mention you were there. And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you?
I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me.
You don't remember?
Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only minutes prior.
Yeah, sometimes I can't either, bud. Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt by me.
I want to go and find some other students and then blah blah.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. But somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
And the students knew what was going on. Now I needed, yeah, this is info. But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something.
It doesn't look like I'm gonna get any more info about the students.
Now, did the students call the police?
Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Okay. So there's no new info there. It is, I just have to, whoops. I won't need evidence. It'll be fine. Everyone knows you don't need evidence in the courthouse. Who cares? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. Let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right.
It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
And that's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Okay, so... didn't hear anything unusual. Well... loud sound. I'm guessing I need to present this and not the umbrella. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery all around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. I mean, sure.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. In that testimony just now, you said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I mean, he was holding an umbrella, a metal, I guess it was a plastic umbrella, but still, holding up an umbrella in a lightning storm. That could do it. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. Phoenix Wright, you're free to go.
I must admit that the thought did not occur to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. In quotes. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to the case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Huh. 255 because of some impact.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct? Getting into brain.
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Is it Phoenix Wright? Did Phoenix knock it over? Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
No. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. I don't know why I said Miss Payne. I guess I'm just used to Miss Hawthorne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Obviously, it's all the way over there. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order in the court.
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. That's a Conan reference. That's a Conan reference that became a meme later. I bet that wasn't in the original translation. Not that I actually don't mind that reference because to destroy your enemies, to see them flee before you, to hear the lamentations of the women. That's a Conan the Barbarian. Arnold says that. He says, to see them flee before you and to hear the lamentations of the women. When they asked Conan what's best in life. But that became a meme later. No one would make that reference. I don't know. He is the governor of California, where we are, though. So I guess that makes sense. That she would make a reference to a movie that the governor of California, her state in which she resides. It's like, of course, it just makes sense.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way that...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation, she said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
No! Go home! Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. And then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to get away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
All right. Let's see about this hussy.
Pushed him twice, huh? Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge,
Yes?
would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury. I don't know. I don't think this judge has heard of perjury. I don't think he knows what that is.
Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. Well, forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, all right?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
That is all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. The dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Oh, I got an achievement for doing that. Thank you, Steam Achievements. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole.
I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp.
An imp? Do imps push people? Is that what imps do? I'm not so sure. I think imps cast Death Touch on you. I don't know that imps go around pushing people. Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break.
Are you thinking of, is she thinking of gremlins? Like gremlins mess with technology? I don't know.
Feeny is really scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Yeah, sure, bud. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold.
Ah!
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both and that they would each give the fight their all. I'm into blood sport.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
We're just moving on. We're moving on from Bloodsport. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
No, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia! Alright. So let's look at our... At 3 p.m. We just had the coal killer, the umbrella, Phoenix's testimony, present, newspaper clipping, and the student's testimony. Huh. 255. I feel like it's gotta be... a cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. That's the only concrete claim we have. So it's gotta be that. It is best to run away from him. It's on the electrical pole, and the cable broke. Some sort of impact on 4955. Okay. 3 p.m. 2:55. But those don't line up. But I don't know. Maybe this? That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, good. There were multiple ways to do this. I was sure that the clock would be important, but I didn't know if it would come into play, because it's 3 right there. But it's like a little bit past 3.
Oh, that medicine. That's the one that Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yeah! Yeah, it couldn't have happened. My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55.
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order! Order!
This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Yes. If it works, I'll buy a dozen.
Well, it's gotta be Grossberg. It's clearly Dahlia Hawthorne. She's the only other person involved in the case. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How could you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
How could you say something so mean? Madam Faye, I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a... Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
You? Well, what is it?
Please, please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
Uh-huh. Leave my Dolly alone. That boy.
He's got...
Wrong voice.
He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Nice. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying that you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Go.
Sorry. Please, go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. All right, let's look at it first. Okay, incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Details, Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. "8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet." I wonder where the poison could be. I wonder where it could be. Who knows, even? Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
Well, as we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
Yeah, sure. Alright, let's go get her. Let's beat this woman to a pulp. Violence! 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 And so, until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
I don't think they do that. I think you're lying to me. I think you made that up for notes. I think that's bullshit. In the courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. No, we gotta... Well, I don't want it to continue. Let's keep pressing. I'm not gonna wuss out. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases, Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
Okay, we're skipping over that for now. Because obviously, that's the thing, I need to present the evidence that she was a suspect. But I will do that after we get all of the delicious, delicious dialogue. Because you don't want to miss that. That's what we're all here for. Is hearing these characters say some stupid bullshit. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. He even has a scarf and everything. He's an art student, for crying out loud.
Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeny is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking. He was in a terrible accident, quadriplegic.
It's just disgusting. It's terrible.
Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeny.
Yeah, okay. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow?
No, not at all. We parted on very good terms.
But that can't be.
Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Are you sure?
Yes, it seems they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her. And so you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife.
No one cares, Mr. Payne. No one cares. She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see? The only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
Okay. Let's press this, and then we'll show the evidence. You were writing a paper? On what?
On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again with the midlife crisis stuff?
Mia, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it there, so please be sure to read it carefully.
Yeah, I get it. I have to use the police report. I just wanted to hear the words. Be nice to me. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. What? I can't believe it. The Black Dahlia lady was the Black Dahlia murders? What?
Order! Order! Order!
This is unbelievable. It's true then. The love... Excuse me.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know that I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just gotta stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Well, you really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Oh, fuck my ass. Oh my god.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened.
AIDS in my ass. Rich Evans, no!
From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Not even from butterflies? Butterflies that love you? It's all coming together, baby.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Yeah, what the? Why did the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Yeah, you're grabbing with a true lawyer's order, my dear. A proud posture and self-confidence, and the pointing, absolutely smashing. Yes, there was. Hey.
Bonk! What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved with a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Ugh. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. That's when it happened, when she got up and walked away. How long were you gone?
I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes?
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? I was just gonna make this joke! My perfect little dolly doesn't poop!
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
I can't believe the game made my joke for me. It's like,
Wow, what? Girls don't poop? That's crazy.
that's messed up. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops says it's 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh?
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
A special kind of poison? American measurement units must mean we're in America. You know, where we study Senryu haiku structure.
Well, I heard it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is that I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes. Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? She's innocent. She don't even know nothing. What? That's crazy. She wouldn't even know a guy who could make those things in a lab for her. That would be crazy. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison.
I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
Well, she's right. And I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime, because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
And then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. But just how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things? Okay, so... I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that, so... Oh shoot, that's my badge. Whoops, wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. I accidentally showed badge. God damn it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. This is the wrong time for that. I meant to press right bumper and not Y. You could go through Doug. Dougley. Yes, music stopped. I was hoping that would make, because it made sense in my brain, but I didn't know if I had another piece of evidence. It seemed slightly tangential. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. Sorry, I had an actual cough.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean you? Saw wrong voice again. They're very confusing. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You!
No!
Order! 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 Could it be?
That's nothing but a basic that...
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. And they even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Fay. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse this young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
Okay, so this is I'm glad they asked where is the container, because I was pretty sure I didn't have any evidence as to show them Phoenix and her meeting, which is what I thought I was gonna have to present the way they were talking. I thought they were gonna be like, prove that she could have given it to Phoenix Wright in the 10 to 20 minutes she was away from the thing, and I was like, I can't do that, but I can prove this. Eat this, motherfucker. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. Maybe I could have given Phoenix his profile. That might have worked too. They seem to be more, as the games have gone on, they've been more forgiving with stuff like that, allowing me to pick like, oh, this is a relevant thing.
So the defendant was his witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fay?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain that if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! Whoa!
Order in the court.
On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Let's go. What's he gonna do? What's his fucking deal? Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Because he's never had a girlfriend before. Come on. Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me, too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is she's madly in love with you. Ooh. 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 Naturally, because she has fallen madly in love with you too. See? Just like I told you.
Mia, are you thinking clearly? That flies in the face of everything we've learned up to this point.
I'm sorry. I don't even know why I said that.
I guess it's just because...
I guess it's just because I like the sound of that phrase, madly in love.
Miss Faye, you've got to remain a starry-eyed maiden for the rest of your life, you know.
Please let me think it over one more time, Your Honor. It's because of the necklace. Well, which, it could be either of these. Because she is dating him to keep him quiet about testifying against her. But testifying against her because of the necklace. Like, it's sort of circular. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying! But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. Yeah! Show badge! And that's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! He's getting away! He ran away! Phoenix, what are you doing?
Mia, are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
The bottle necklace! Miss Hawthorne's present! It's gone!
What? That's terrible!
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
This boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now?
Oh no! Phoenix, you big piece of shit! You big dummy!
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. What, did he eat it? He ate it! Yes! Phoenix! You genius! You absolute fucking gigabrain! He ate it! I made you a necklace, but I eated it! I ate it. You what?
You ate it.
It was too big to swallow.
so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. What the?
What? What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? And that bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
Okay, trace amounts. Okay, trace amounts. And it took 10 to 20 minutes for that guy to die. Time enough for that lady to go and leave. Get out of there. That doesn't, no, No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough! Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to
Mr. Wright! I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab.
Poison?
The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. And that girl is a thief!
Stop it! Don't talk about her like that!
Ba-bum.
Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous!
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, this is the defendant is...
Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
Dahlia stole the poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before.
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Phoenix. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? How can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. There was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. Don't worry, Phoenix Wright. We'll get you something that you can show to everyone you meet. You'll have your chance to show someone a useless bauble that has nothing to do with why you're talking to them. Don't be afraid, little man.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true.
Beanie, what a joke you are.
Ooh, she's mad.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? with absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. Maybe if you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price? You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would could you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible. You can't possibly. Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. Only one evidence. We have to do it. Do it real good.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. It's gotta be the cold medicine. It's gotta be. I knew that this would come up. I knew that the evidence would not lie to me. Evidence loves me because I love justice. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember that defendant? What the defendant said in his testimony? Killer X. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the bottle of poison Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Swallowed the poison. Mer, mer. You're not gonna freak out?
Oh, come now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
Oh no, she killed them.
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it.
Huh?
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Yeah, the butterflies didn't come back even though she was in nice mode. She just killed those butterflies. She just zapped them with her mind lasers. Unbelievable. Whew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
Well, I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn that you said...
There, it's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
Bad move, buddy. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
See, yes. Idocane powder.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Oh no! It's flying off!
No, my beautiful hair.
Oh my god. She literally snatched his wig. Oh, the wig snatching. Holy shit.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising.
That's lore, baby. That rules. This game rocks. Boy, am I glad to be playing Phoenix Wright again.
I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor?
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne,
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
it appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit, along with his hair.
Wah, wah.
Fucking got him!
Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly!
Very well then. Stop talking. You are annoying. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. The people. This court is adjourned.
Yay, we did it! We saved Phoenix Wright!
Mia, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, you maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps if we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. And that's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Ugh, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. Study what? What is there to study? There are no laws. Bordeaux Company. I think you're thinking of Worst Company. Also, Phoenix skipped that dialogue. I looked over to read chat and he skipped that dialogue on his own. Thanks a lot, Phoenix, right? I couldn't read the thing. There's no, there's no way to, there's no, I can't go back. I can't look at it. That's ridiculous. Thanks for robbing me of dialogue, video game. Yeah, anyway. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. The better place is right here. She comes up all the time. I keep badgering her. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Memories that hadn't been written until this game. Mia's gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something's happened that's made me think back on our words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Yay, we did it! Hooray! That was a great intro, Case. You were right. Yeah, there he is, Godot. As I've heard it pronounced. I'm pretty sure that's right, yeah? I'm pretty sure it's Godot. Godot. I know it's Godot. It's good. It's like waiting for Godot. I know about these things. I was pretending. I was just pretending to be stupid. Ugh. All right, new episode. Hooray! Ah, what a great start. Oh no. Oh no, wait, no. Okay, I guess we'll see, but we'll see the intro. Something's beeping. Oh shit. Detective, we made it. Woo, what a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. I'm glad the jewel is still safe. Oh no, it's oh, you said it, pal. It must have been a rock solid. Would you mind opening the safe just to double check? There he is. There's a boy. Pal? Buddy, old pal, old friend? Old gumshoe. Oh no! We've been had! Out front! Guards, turn on the searchlights! Better luck next time, gentlemen! Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. Look at him go. He flied into the moon. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. Mask Damask. I've decided he's French already. I mean, you saw him in the opening there, and you saw his little placard in the, or his visage. All right, we're gonna stop. We have our intro to what this case even is. It's time to go. It's time to be done. Oh, and that's case 1. What a good time. Ooh. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all had a good time. 2 and 3 are pretty okay. And yeah, I think I remember you saying that 4 is awesome. 5 as many people. Cool. Well, I'll be excited for these things. Yeah, tomorrow. I forget what to. I've forgotten with the new games coming in and things finishing. I forget what my schedule is, so I'll go look at it, and we'll get on that tomorrow. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. You know, tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. I hope this starts your week off right. Oh, I'm so funny. Oh, I'm gonna go die.